Hi, this is Dinano. This is my family.
In our ancestry, I could go back no farther in the written records than to find a Moses Bryant. Moses was born in, listen to this now, 1844, 17 years before the Civil War. He later met and married a lady named Lucy Yates. Lucy Yates. And she was born in 1841, 20 years before the Civil War. They got married. I couldn't find out the record of when they were married because if they were slaves, there could have been no record. But in 1860, they had a son. His name was John W. Bryant. In 1864, they were blessed with a daughter named May Eve. She was conceived. In 1867, they were blessed with a daughter named Hattie. And in 1868, a second son named George arrived in the family. Now comes the part that we should take note of. Lo and behold, in 1871, 6 years after the end of the Civil War, a third son, Charles F., came into the world. Charles F. Bryant happens to be my grandfather and the grandfather of all the Bryants of this generation. In the year 1875, a fourth son named Robert was welcomed into the household. Now we have some Leesburg people here, the older generation, and some of them may be familiar with the next person because in 1877, a third daughter arrived by the name of Ada. Betty Jean, you remember Aunt Ada? And last of all, in 1880, a child was born with no name being recorded, possibly because maybe the child was, might have died. That makes 8 children in this 20 years, which was normal at that time. They had big families. But 2 of these children that we're familiar with, I can't recall her possibly because I was too young at the time. But I remember Pat telling me that when he was in Leesburg, he used to go by Aunt Ada's house and visit her. That would have been Charles' younger sister. Now, in 1990, the census was taken, and it states that Moses and Lucy were living in Leesburg, and it was more than likely on the street that we used to call Baby Street, where they owned the house where you was born, Betty Jean, and all the rest of the Bryants were born and raised. And his oldest son, John W., he was 18 at that time. He was employed at an oyster house. That goes back to show you they was working folks. Because they had bought this house and they was living in paying taxes. And we recorded in the archive. At this time, Charles, that's my granddaddy, he was only 4 years old. Just a little baby. But later in life, he met Charlotte. And I didn't have a chance to look her up and find out anything about her. But I'm gonna bring that up later in my conversation here. And Charles and Charlotte, that's funny, they've got the same kind of name. And in the Bryant family, I don't know how many Charleses they are. My middle name is Charles. But anyhow, Charles and Charlotte, they had children. Another Charles was their first son. John Esther was the next son. It was my daddy. Then it was Leon. Then it was Louis.
My granddad. All right.
There you go. Estelle Randolph was the girl. Now, later in life, Charles moved to Coyopolis. And I remember Uncle Charlie just as well because he lived down there on Pennsylvania Avenue. Him and Addie. And they had a son named Forrest. And Forrest, he grew up with Jolie's dad and Pat and all the rest of them. Charlie, he moved to New York because him and Nita separated. He remarried. Forrest went to Detroit. But the sad part about that part of the family was they didn't have but one son, Forrest. When he died, he didn't have no kids. So that part of the family died out. However, my father stayed in Coyopolis, where he raised all of the family that we had that was growing up. And that is the line of the family of the Pennsylvania Bryant. And now, Leon, Louis, and Estelle, they stayed in Leesburg. And they raised large families. And since that time, a number of their offspring have ventured to other places. And we have different kinfolk, the Bryants do, residing in various sections of the country. And we sometimes refer to them by name as the Bryants of that section of the country.
California Bryants.
Now, I'm not talking about going to separate places. I'm talking about where there's a whole bunch of them grouped in one place. You have the Leesburg Bryant, Virginia Bryants, we're represented here tonight. You have the Washington, D.C. Bryants. You have the Pennsylvania Bryants. You have the Michigan Bryants. You got the California Bryants.
All right here in the house, California. Hey.
So we got a lot of representation around the country because even the Leesburg and the Washington, D.C. and the Pennsylvania, that we've moved to all parts of this country. You'll find Bryants in a lot of places you go.
Kobe.
You know he's a cousin.
He couldn't make it this time, okay?
All right, 14 years ago, in July of 2000, we had a reunion in Leesburg. And Charlotte Jackson and Ebony McFadden, they completed an extensive Bryant family directory, naming the descendants of all of these children of the Charles and Charlotte. This directory, I don't know how many of you have seen it, but it's very broad and far-reaching at that time. However, because 14 years have passed since then, a new family directory needs to be updated and rewritten to include all the persons who have been added to the Bryant family, where they are at the present time, and what they're doing.
Amen.
So, excuse me, Uncle Kenneth, before you guys leave, can I get everybody's updated address? Because Uncle Kenneth actually gave me that book, and I am doing an updated one.
Well, this is something that the young Bryants could and should be working on. Now, I look out there, I see a lot of young Bryants that have access to computers,
Oh, yeah.
able to
Facebook,
formalize
Twitter, all
and
that
find out
stuff.
the information. I watch us either collectively or together get in touch with one another and do this. We can also make a continuation of this history that I've tried to write and find out where the other children of Moses are and attempt to contact them. You see, Moses, he had 7 other children beside himself. None of them are represented here. I only know of one person, of one family, and I still haven't been able to find out exactly the determination of it. When my father came up here from Virginia, he brought with him another guy. His name was John Adams. He was his first cousin. And later in life, I happened to meet John Adams. He lived in Pittsburgh. When they come to Coyote, John Adams moved to Pittsburgh. My daddy stayed here with Uncle Charlie, and they got jobs here. But John stayed in Pittsburgh. And our family went, when I was a little kid, I can remember faintly going up there visiting them. But we didn't keep in contact with them. But I have met them, and I know Weezy, and there's about 5 or 6 kids in that family. And John Adams. And I'm thinking that John Adams' mother, because he don't have the Bryant last name, his last name is Adams, he could be a descendant of one of those girls, of Moses. And Moses had 2 girls, May and Adams. So he could be one of the descendants. And Ada, I don't know if Ada did Ada have any children? Well, they're relatives of it. But they won't be Bryant named, but they'll be relatives. So it behooves me to put upon you young folks, because you're family. We're together because we're family. And there's a bond and there's a love here. We need to keep in contact with each other. When we started these reunions back in before 2000, we've been getting together ever since. I remember when I went to Leesburg, and Betty Jean and Laney and all of them, they were like these kids here running around. And we went to the house. One side of the house was one side of the family. Leon's kids on one side, and Lewis's kids on the other side. And there was kids everywhere. And there was kids up there. That's why they called it Baby Street, because there was kids, little babies, all the time down that street. and Pat, my brother Pat, he went down to Washington, to Leesburg, and stayed over the summer and went to school down there. And Elaine used to come up here in the summertime, right, Dickie? Where you at? Right here. Elaine used to come up here in the summertime and stay at my mother's house all summer and go back to Leesburg. So we need to keep in touch. We need to stay together as a family. And I want you to keep this reunion going. You don't have to have a reunion every year. You can wait and have it every 2 years. That gives you a chance to get it together, have meetings, decide what you're going to do, and what we used to do before, we had the 3 of them. We had the Pennsylvania Bryants, we had the Leesburg Bryants, we had the Washington, D.C. Bryants. And we would take turns. One would have it one time, 2 years later, the other one would have it, 2 years later, the other one would have it. Then we go back and start all over again. And that's what you should continue to do. So I appreciate you listening, and I want you to think about this and put it into fruition, because it needs to be done. I made several copies of this. You can take the copies and make some copies and distribute it if you want to, because I don't need it. I got it in the computer.
That's okay.
All right.
Love y'all, man.
While we got everybody assembled, I wanted. This is the oldest Bryant living.
No.
One of the oldest.
Blood,
Yeah, right here, Uncle Dickie. I want you to stand up. He came all the way from California. He's one of our oldest as well. This is who we look up to, y'all. Young people, this is who we look up to. I also want to thank Dwayna, Dean, and Diallo. Y'all stand up.
That's right.
Y'all stand up. Diallo. With the younger generation that got it together and kept it together. They brought us all together. Hey, let's remain together. You see Uncle Dickie, Uncle K, Bay, look at them. Look at y'all. This is us.
For the Pittsburgh ones, these are the two we got left
This is it.
from
You know,
ours.
y'all call them, write them, email them. They got email. They know how to email now.
They know how to call too.
And Uncle Dickie will call you
Yes.
several times.
Several times.
5 minutes. Several times. I'm just gonna tell y'all about this. It's about respect. I respect them so much. My brothers.
Well, see, he's telling you right, because as a young man, I wanted to know what was on the other side of that hill, and it bugged me for years. They wouldn't let me go to work in the steel mills to make some money. I worked for ICE as a busboy and that. I said, no, Mom, it ain't right. You know, they wouldn't let me go. So I said, Mom, can I join their service? She said, yes. So she signed for me. I joined the United States Air Force, and I left home. And I've been on the run. I'd come back, but I've been on the run ever since. But there ain't nothing like Coraopolis, man. You might think it's a drag town. I grew up here, and I love it. I love coming back. It makes me feel good to see all these people I'm related to. I might forget some names because they grow so much. He's probably a cute little baby. Look at him now. Look at that. But he's still related to me. I love them all. They're my brother, man. We ain't going to be here forever, so you guys are going to have to take over. That goes for you too. Come here. Come here. This is my one little granddaughter here. And boy, she can carry on. I mean, they know stuff. Come here, Blake. Get over here. It's my little grandson. He's kind of mouthing, but that's all right. You get used to him.
Like the rest of the Bryants.
Janella, where you hiding at? So, you know, you kids are going to have to step up. Like I say in sports, going to have to step up. Take over, because we're going to be gone.
Yeah.
This is the only family I got here. Right here. It's the only family I got.
And I know I got everybody's
and
email.
we stay connected. We stay connected. I call them. I come to visit my nephew in Phoenix. Raise came with him. You got to stay together, man. If you don't, you forget. That's right.
Hey, y'all give yourself a hot round of applause.
Yeah.
Thanks for being.
All
Hey,
right.
you guys, I got everybody's email. There shouldn't be anybody in here that I really didn't email or don't have my email. I'm starting this. I'm starting this paper, and it's called the Bryant Buzz. So I need you guys to email me with like who graduated, who got married, who did what, so that like I can start mailing it out and keep everybody in touch.
Who got
There
married,
should be
ran away.
more people that are who got divorced. No, there should be more people my age, because I ain't gonna call y'all out. Andre, Diallo, Kendra, Malena, all y'all that are my age that should be helping with getting stuff together, because like the ones that I called out, this is our turn, Rhonda. This is our age group, our generation, because these two and Uncle Pat, Grandma Betty, they all made sure that we were sitting in that corner with our shoes off, watching slides at Uncle Kenneth's house. And Grandma Susie wouldn't let nobody off the porch. And they was playing the piano, Timmy, Danny, and Rhonda, and all them. And we had fun. We got all these stories to tell about growing up as cousins. You know what I'm saying? And our kids don't. And that's not cool.
Yeah.
And that's why I made it like y'all have to come. We're still missing so many of us. There were some there yesterday that aren't here today. But it's our turn.
All right, now
Malena and all
one
of
more
us.
thing I'd like to say before we get finished here. We have several elder members of our clan that aren't here, but they're not blood related Bryants, but they married Bryants. And one of them is the mother, Linda, my sister-in-law, Vivian. And she's had me a little bit more by a year. And we also have an aunt in Silver Springs, Aunt Gladys. Now, the last time I heard, I don't know her condition right now, but she is elderly.
And Cousin Blue, keep him in
And,
prayer.
and I was just down in Maryland, Diallo and Jack, we went down and drove down to see Cousin Blue. And he was very, very ill. But he's perking up just a little bit. And when we went down there, he was so happy to see us that he kept sending off, shutting down, he was wired up with a breathing apparatus. And he was so excited because we were there that he kept, the nurses had to keep coming in to the room because he had that thing going on. We had to calm him down a little bit. But since then, he's on the mend. And I'm glad, I'm so glad because I pray every night for relatives and friends and people I know that are help, asking God to heal people. And so keep them in your prayer. That's all I had to say.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Papa. Thank you, Papa.
Uncle Kenny in the State of the Union address for the Bryant family.
Hey, you're cool.
Y'all make me so happy.
And Cheeks, the Secretary of State for the Bryant family.
You're crazy.
For her comments.
I got to get a little video stuff for people, and I'll have you tell us about the Norman Bryant side of the family.
Not much to tell.
Not much to tell. I know your daddy done told all of it.
Quite a few things to tell.
Oh, let's come on.
Some things are better left unsaid.
Yeah, we want. Oh,
Some things
yeah.
are better left unsaid.
We'll see. Yeah.
Amen to that.
We're at the Bryant family reunion.
Hi,
Tell us your name
Jason.
and your family kin. Let's go down the tree now.
Huh?
Your family kin. Who you related to?
You.
Yeah, hold on. I know that. But what Bryant clan are you from? The Pat Bryant, the
I'm
Kenny
the
Bryant?
Michigan Bryant clan.
Oh, so you from the Kenny Bryant clan?
And I am Kendra Bryant's daughter.
Ah, okay. All right. We're just checking. We're just checking to see how you know.
You gotta get her.
Yeah, that's what we need to get. And we got the music man over here, right?
What's good?
That's it. That's it. We're at the Bryant family reunion. Okay. All right.
Precious little babies.
You gotta say your name and we'll
Oh, I'm Matt. Matty.
Yeah. What's
You're
up,
Matt Bryant today.
Matt Bryant
And
today.
he's under the John Bryant clan.
Yeah.
Yeah, under the John Bryant clan. Your grandfather, man, he used to teach us how to make moonshine back when I was like a teenager. and
Someone
stuff.
gotta teach me. Now
Yeah.
you know. You know.
It's been a
You're
while.
Not teaching me how
I
to
gotta
do
try.
this.
I'll try to remember. It's been a while.
Make what?
Moonshine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I need a lesson. I need a
Uncle
lesson.
Johnny would have a cigarette in his mouth and have a whole conversation. That cigarette would never fall off.
For real?
It would just stay right in his lower lip, right there, the whole time.
That's skill right there.
What's your name, baby?
Harley.
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 Can you be excited?
This is a big moment right
I
now.
mean, yeah, we at the Bryant family
You got
reunion over here,
Jason's
acting like you just got put on restriction. How old are you, Harley?
Carly.
Carly, whatever. Harley, Carly, whatever.
Same thing.
You're a Bryant at the heart.
What Bryant tribe are you from?
Michigan.
You're Michigan Bryant. So you from
I'm
the...
Justin. I'm not from Toledo. I'm Justin's daughter.
You're Justin Timberlake's daughter. Huh?
No, Justin.
Oh, Justin. Where's Justin at anyway?
He's at home. He had to work.
Look, you tell your daddy that next time there's a family reunion, he's supposed to tell his boss he need to be... It's a holiday. What is he doing? Selling fireworks?
Yeah, I know.
Wait, why aren't we doing fireworks?
We do need some fireworks.
You know, tell your daddy next time to be at the reunion.
Okay.
Okay, that'd be cool. All right. How old are you?
16.
You 16, so you know it all, don't you? That's good. I can learn from you.
She.
Okay, let's go ahead and pump it up. Hey, I'm glad y'all made it out. I haven't seen y'all in like 5 years, okay? That's good.
It's great seeing all my family, you know.
That's it, that's it. All right, y'all say your goodbyes. Uncle Dickie ready to leave. He having a conniption fit. Your father's ready to leave.
Okay. Why are you videotaping this?
Because you got a Corona, you don't drink that often. So you might as well enjoy it. Drink up, girl. What's up, Tim?
shower.
Yeah, cause you know what? You smell.
Yeah, you know I
You smell like
grill, right?
Smokey the Bear.
I bang like grill.
Hey. That's it.
I got the barbecue stench.
There you go.
Mike, where you at?
Hey,
Mike down there with a shot.
drink it.
Cheers!
To family.
To family!
Alcohol, nigga.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
All right, come on.
Ah!